What's up, guys? Chris the Chef Sports Cards here. We're doing 2021 Topps Heritage High number, third case of break number 2. 10:28 on the clock. We're starting at 10:30, so excuse me. Just hang out for a minute. We'll get rolling. Thanks for joining us tonight. Rich, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well too. All right. All right, what's going on, guys? Chris with Chef Sports Cards here. We're doing 2021 Topps Heritage High number, third case break. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially anybody who's new, welcome. A little bit about us. We've been around for over 3 years now. We break mostly baseball, a little bit of everything else mixed in. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as possible. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We do a free break every 1,000 subscribers we turn. It's a big break, a couple $1,000s worth of boxes. You want a chance to get into it, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and your name will go in the random. All right, let's go over the teams. Braves, Jason O. Orioles, Daniel O. Red Sox, Eddie K. Cubs, Jason O. White Sox, Rob D. Reds, Chad L. Indians, Chris T. Tigers, Josh H. Astros, Rob D. Angels, Joel P. Dodgers, Eddie K. Brewers, John T. Twins, Javier G. Marlins, Lynn C. Mets, Javier G. Yankees, Eddie K. A's, Rob D. Phillies and Pirates, Rich L. Cardinals, Chase J. Padres and Giants, Rob D. I lost my place. All right. Mariners, Javier D. Rays, Rob D. Blue Jays, Rob D. And Nationals, Rich L. All right. Yeah, he's a big Pikachu. Yeah, he's been hiding back there since day one. It was my son's, I guess, from when he was younger. I don't even know where we got that thing from. I probably got it at like a carnival or something like that, or like down the shore on the boardwalk. I like him though; he's cool. It's about all I know about Pokemon. It's Pikachu and Charizard. That's it. All right, let's get into it. Oh, great! We love the big, huge box top. Rookie poster of Akil Badu for the Tigres. All right, let's take a look at some Heritage High number. We have many supposed new releases coming out. Hopefully they're all coming out. We're not going to be doing a lot of this, I can tell you that. So this might be one of the few Heritage High number breaks we actually do. All right, let's fix the camera. And let's get to it. Good luck, everybody. Raleigh Fingers 72 World Series. do this. Because usually, it looks like the 5-hole is where the hits are going to be. And I check the backs, but I know some people get a little worried about still missing a French back. So we'll go through each box at the end. And for the Angels, so I'll keep them right here, the base cards right here, so you can still see that they're on the screen. They're not, before we check the backs again. Raciel Iglesias, black border, that's to 50 copies. Not numbered, but to 50 copies. So what I'm explaining is, I'm sure most of you guys know this. With Heritage, the hit or the insert is always in the same spot. In this case, it's in the 5-hole, so the 5th card. So usually you can go through and just check the 5th card in each pack. And that's where, if there's a French back, that's where it'll be. But some people get a little worried that it might be somewhere else. So we'll still check the backs. Jojo Romero. Right. So like, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the Victor Carantini is 706. So these, he's a high number, I think. The last 25 are high numbered short prints. I think it's 700 to 725, I believe, if I remember properly. There's not much to them, to be honest with you. I mean, there's not crazy short printed or anything like that. Got to get my fingers used to Heritage. They're always, it's like, I always feel like I have to like rub my fingers on sandpaper before I do Heritage, because they're always so slippery. Gil, Wayne, what's up, boys? How you doing? So you guys getting ready for No. That's Alec Mills, right? Yeah. You guys getting ready for holidays, or are you just pushing it off all the way to the end? Are you procrastinating? Are you good? Do you get out there and get your shopping done early? See, I have a wife who loves to, and there's a Walker Bueller number. I have a wife who loves to do the Christmas thing. I actually like Christmas a lot too, but she has a ton of nieces, and we have a ton of nieces and nephews on her side, and she has godchildren, this and that. She buys so much stuff, it is like crazy. So I just leave her to it, and then I tell her ask her how much money she needs. Kikuchi. Oh, why? What happened, Gil? Get back a rough one. I'll tell you what. So here, I'll tell you an embarrassing story. My son, Patrick Weigel, is a Kalenic rookie. So back when I got back into cards, a big part of me getting back into them was my son. My son's played baseball since he was like 5 years old. He's always been a good player and this and that, and he really started getting back into it, and he got into cards, and he got me started again. It's a Sixto Rookie Performers. That's cool looking. That's a nice design. There's a Jonathan India rookie. Anyway, he used to watch breaks, and that's how he got me started again. This was like maybe 2011 or something like that. So for the first year, we just kind of, I didn't really do a lot. I just kind of watched a lot of breaks and stuff. And then in 2012, I started collecting again and buying more and this and that. So for those of you who've been collecting for a while, I kind of, and some may agree or disagree with me, I kind of date this whole card craziness. There's a DJ Peters rookie chrome. Numbered 514 of 999 for the Dodgers. Nice one there. Dodgers is Eddie K. So, they damaged it during the encapsulation. Got a 10-10 that should have gotten They gave, wait, I don't understand that, Gil. They gave you a 10 on a card that should have gotten lower, or it should have been a 10 and they gave you it and you got an 8 because they messed it up. Anyway, I mean, I know the last few years went insane with cards, but there was a buildup to it. And especially if you're newer, and when I'm talking newer, I'm talking like the last 5 years to cards. But to me, this whole craziness started in 2013 with Chris Bryant. Like that kind of got the whole card craze started, and then went from there. Judge, and so on down the road. They damaged it during encapsulation. That sucks. Now and then back to back times 4. Eloy was part of a remarkable string of 4 straight homers on August 16th against the Cardinals. Yo Moncada, Grandal, him, and Abreu. Wow, I don't remember that. So anyway, my son had this, like, my wife would like go to Target, and back then you could actually find cards at Target. My son would get cards when he was there, but usually just like a couple packs, or nothing crazy. My wife would buy him a couple packs of cards or whatever, and he would find some crazy hits. And he got out of a pack of Bowman, or retail pack of Bowman, he got a Chris Bryant green first Bowman, and it was like, for a little while in the beginning, it was our, like, oh, this is our card, you know what I mean? Like, it was our, real valuable, a valuable card that we had. And I knew nothing about grading back then at all. Absolutely nothing about grading. And I sent it in to be graded, and the thing came back at like a 7. It was terrible. I like completely destroyed the value of that card. Like, what am I doing? Carlos Santana high number? Like, and that's when I decided I need to sit down and look into this grading thing and see if I know what I'm doing. I should have gotten an 8 because it had rough corners. It graded at 10-10, but it came back in worse shape than when I sent it in. Did you try filing a complaint with them? I mean, if you have pictures of it before it went, what do we have here? Is that a redemption? No, it's blue. Oh, looks like redemption. What's that? All right. It's about what is this? An insert. NL MVP Freddie Freeman. Huh. I thought the color looked just like a redemption card. I was like, oh, we got a redemption. And it was like, after that, I was like, I guess I better look a little closer about this grading thing. Breaker mats, you know what? There's a bunch of different places to get them. I actually have all new ones coming in. See, when I started, I have 2 mats, but I actually went and bought mine at a computer store because they're thicker. Because of my shaky hands, I want to make sure they don't, if a card drops, doesn't get any damage. And then I bought this, like, just as an add-on so I could have the logo, I just ordered new mats. I forget the name of the company, though. I can look it up and email you and let you know who they are. But, I mean, I know there's a bunch of them that do it, and all do a pretty good job. What's it called offered me free mats. Ultra Pro offered me free mats, but they wanted to be a sponsor, and I didn't take them up on it because that's all you get are free mats. It's not like you get any deal on Ultra Pro products or anything like that. So I was like, man, I can spend $25 on a mat. It's no big deal. So I don't have anything against Ultra Pro. I just, there's no real reason to take them up on it, to sit there and say buy Ultra Pro, this and that, whatever. Yeah, I would, if you have pictures of the card before it went and you really think it's legit. Well, the other thing that worries me is, why did they give it a 10-10 if it had some rough corners? Just because they did damage? That's not right. Clemente, 3rd home run a game. That's pretty cool. I mean, they shouldn't be giving away grades because they made it. I mean, if anything, they should just send it back to you and said, we damaged this card, we're not going to grade it or this or that. I've never heard that before. Like it's a weird way of doing business. Clubhouse Collection Joey Bart rookie relic for the Giants for Rob. So a card that you thought was going to undergrade, they graded higher because they damaged the card. Like that, that's really strange. Yeah. I don't really use Ultra Pro. Like I mean honestly, so it's, and they've contacted me a couple times. They get all the breakers to try and do it. Ultra Pro, and who's the other one? Somebody else contacted me too. About giving me mats and stuff, but I just told them it's okay. I don't want to sit and, I don't have a problem with Ultra Pro, but I don't use them exclusively, so I don't want to sit here and preach to you guys to go buy something that I don't even buy myself, It's funny, there's this guy, I even if I did know which company it was, I wouldn't say it anyway, because I got nothing against the guy, but there's this guy who does these, like these card club boxes, like Collectible Card Club does, where monthly shipping boxes of repack cards or whatever. I really don't know exactly what they are. He contacts me like every month. There's an Andrew Vaughn rookie. And he gives me this whole spiel about what does he want me to do? He wants me to talk up his boxes on here, and he'll give me like a 20% discount or something, and for every 5 boxes that sell or something like that. So like if you go on his site and buy, and he says, where did you hear about it? And you say, I heard about it at Chef Sports Cards. Then he sends me a free box. And I said, well, no, send me a free box. I'll open one and, give it out to my guys. And that way I can see if your box is any good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, buy this guy's, repack box and then have it be garbage. Why would I tell you guys to buy something I wouldn't even? So I said, if you want to send me a box, I'll be happy to do a video, open it, and I will give all the cards away to people from my room, from my channel. No, I can't do that. Okay, so you must not have a lot of confidence in your box then, man. Like it doesn't make any sense, Mountcastle Mini Auto. Let's see, where's the best place to get it? Ultra Person. It was Mountcastle Mini Auto 99 out of Gypsy Queen. Oh, really? They're tough grades anyway, those minis. Well, yeah, I would definitely, if you have photos of it, man, I would definitely pick, hey, you got a bone to pick with those guys for sure. Yeah, they don't usually flip cards in Heritage. It's in the 5 spot. I mean, I checked all the 5 spot cards, but inevitably if I do that, and I mean, I'm not breaking anyone's balls or anything, but inevitably if I do that, someone will complain and say I didn't look for the French backs. I mean, we ship all cards anyway, but I mean, if you've been breaking long enough, you know that Heritage, the card's always in the same spot. But it's not. It's unusual for anything to be flipped in Heritage, whereas some other products, it's it's the norm. But I don't mind. It's just a few extra minutes. Not the end of the world. Gives people peace of mind. I don't want them thinking I'm trying to steal their French back cards or something. All right, box 1 down. Are they? Well, maybe they did now. They didn't used to, but hey, that's awesome if they did. Cool. Oh, and here they go with their stupid cards that they don't wrap. I don't understand this at all. And this is actually kind of a decent card. You got Joe Torre on there, NL batting leaders. I don't understand why they've decided not to wrap original buybacks. I mean, this card is actually in pretty decent shape. I mean, it's completely off center, but the card itself is not in terrible shape. But Why they want to at least put in a wrapper makes no sense to me. But most cards from back then are cut like that anyway. Well, if they flip them now, that's awesome. That's cool with me, man. Makes my life a little bit easier. Just like when they finally started putting like the variations on the backs of the cards. That was wonderful unto itself. You just have to sit and be like, I think that's an action. Let me double check it. Nate Pearson at Rookie Performers. Over here. Well, hopefully draft will be out in a few weeks when it's supposed to be. Then I'll be happy. Ay, ay, ay. I do love me some draft. We try to break it all year round. We did this year. I mean, we broke it pretty much the whole year round, that's for sure. Sergio Alcantara. Now, there's another Vaughn rookie. Joe Musgrove. So I totally off topic. I watched a documentary today. There's another Clemente 3 for 3 1960 opening day. These cards are cool. About Jeffrey Dahmer, which just completely freaked me out, man. That dude was nuts. Screw draft, John's favorite. Dude, John, you guys have some crazies up there in Milwaukee, but Garantini high numbered. I remember it. I mean, I was, I was in college when that went down, but I don't think I ever really, I mean, I knew the broad strokes of what he had done, and I don't even know how I started watching this thing. It was just on like Tubi or Peacock or one of these things. And I was like, oh my God, this dude was a freak. Sean Murphy. Your rookie. Oh man, give us a short print here, alright? A little variation action. Clemente, home run off of Don Drysdale. Brinson. Check that Brinson. Yeah, that Brinson's a high number. Home of the serial killer. Man, it was, yeah, that Ed Gein was from Wisconsin too, right? They were actually talking about him during the thing. I didn't. Hey, there's the Kevin Biggio that was missing from it's card 216, right? Yeah. See, Kevin Biggio was missing out of the original Heritage earlier this year, so they put these in. I don't know. I don't think they're short printed or anything like that. I'm not sure, but there he is. So if anybody's out there collecting that Blue Jays team set, there's another Kalenic rookie. If I can get him out there. If you're putting that Blue Jays team set together, there's the Biggio. Yeah, Dahmer was the one that ate the people, but his story was like really crazy. Like, I mean, he didn't like start eating people until like his 10th victim. Like, he did some crazy stuff. I mean, And to be honest with you, he should have been caught like on 4 different occasions. He like literally got pulled over with a body in his back seat and talked his way out of it. Had another time where he like, I don't know what he was doing to some 14-year-old boy, and the cops came. He was like giving him a lobotomy or something. I mean, that dude was a monster. And the kid escaped, and the cops came, and basically he said, "Oh, he's my boyfriend, and we were just into some rough stuff, and he got hurt, and they let him go. They sent the kid back with him, and they killed him. Crazy." 72 World Series Johnny Bench. That's a cool card too. Huh. Like I mean, that time back then for gay culture and stuff was much different than what it is now. But the Milwaukee police did not help things at all. They could have had him a bunch of times. Geen was the one who made the bodysuit out of his mother. Hey, look at that. You're right. Flipped. All right. What do we got? Action. Yep. Gary Sanchez action variation for the Yanks. You guys are right. They flipped them this time. Nice. Makes life easier for me. Gary Sanchez. Ed Gein did a lot of different things. He made like furniture out of people and stuff. He was a real freak too, man. And he was in Wisconsin also. I didn't know much about him until I watched this thing about Dahmer and they brought it up, but I'm not usually like, I mean, I like documentaries. I can watch documentaries about pretty much anything. I find any documentaries fascinating. And I had this one on at work. I always have it, like, especially when I'm in the kitchen, like in the back, I always have an earphone in my ear with like a podcast or a movie or something, just for background noise. I don't really pay that much attention to it. And I was watching this free speech documentary I had on that was from a couple of years ago. And then this Dahmer thing started right after it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Dahmer killed 17 people. I didn't even know that. I thought it was like 9. I didn't realize he killed 17. 17 over 13 years. And Jonathan India rookie. A lot of these guys were missing because they were all from the gay community in Milwaukee at the time. And some of these guys were straight up missing, and people were looking for them, and the cops just didn't care. Like, they were just... Which is a shame, because a lot of people would have not been killed if the cops just looked into it a little closer, Now and Then home run robbery, September 14th, 2020. Who is that? Kyle Lewis. Rookie of the year from 14th off of Loriana. Should have been a grand slam. Look at that, man. He's up there. I mean, they certainly had plenty of opportunities to stop that guy. Yeah. They talk about a few other, there was this kid in Canada that was actually not that long ago. I had never heard of him. It was only like 10 years ago, who I'm sure somebody on here might know his name, short print, Nick Anderson. He started posting videos online. And the first video he put on, he killed like a cat in or something like that, and went all the way up until he posted a video of him murdering his boyfriend and then eating him. Like, oh my gosh. Benintendi from the Royals, numbered 8 of 999, and he was in Canada, but he had it sounded like a Russian name. And this was just in 2011. This kid, and I guess he took off to Berlin, and they caught him there. And I guess he was one of these guys who was like a fame hound, And in fact, when they caught him, they actually caught him in an internet cafe in Berlin, looking up his own stories online and stuff, So yeah, he was cannibal, and they had a couple other stories of different people. They had one German guy who actually put an ad online. And a guy volunteered to be eaten by him. You believe that? So the guy puts an ad on, says, "I want to eat you." The guy literally goes, "Okay." And I don't mean, I'm trying not to, I don't want to be gruesome. I mean, we're not here to scare people or anything, but the two guys got together. This was in like sometime in the last 20 years in Germany, of course, because freaks in Germany. The two guys get together. They cut off a piece of the guy who wanted to be eaten, cooked it, and ate each other together. Like ate a piece of the one guy together, and then the guy died, and then that guy ate him over the next like 10 months and ate like 100 pounds of the guy. And then when he got caught, though, because he tried to do it again, he put up another ad, and that's when the cops caught him. Like, I guess they didn't take him serious the first time around. But a guy volunteered. Like, he's like, oh, you want to eat someone? Okay, yeah, you can eat me. Crazy. All right, for Miami, Monte Harrison Clubhouse Collection with the bat relic this time, rookie. For Lynn, like what problem? I mean, okay, the guy who's eating you obviously has issues, but what kind of problems do you have to be volunteered to be eaten? Like, that guy had some serious issues. Here you go, Monte Harrison. Anyway, so I expanded my knowledge with some cannibalism today. Knowledge I do not need, believe me. I can't even imagine. I don't. There are a lot of really messed up people in the world. That's for sure. They had a story of a couple, too, from Russia. Husband and wife, who they not only killed people and ate them, they served them to their guests. And they had pictures of, like people's heads on the table and stuff. Like, what in the world? Like, and finally, like, I don't know, they had a neighbor, this really pretty neighbor who moved in. I guess the wife was like jealous of her. She thought the husband was going to want to be with her. So she told the husband to murder her, and he did. And then he took pictures and he lost his phone. And the cops found his phone with the pictures of the girl dead in it. That's how they caught him. And they said they supposedly said they killed 30 people over like 18 years. Like, it's really scary to think how many people get away with killing people in the world. Like, like what percentage of murders and stuff are solved? Because I hate to say it, it sounds like it's easier to get away with than I think. Not that I want to do it, but like, you look at some of the solve rates, especially in like the major cities and stuff like that, you're like, wow, there's a lot of people getting away with murder out there. Hey man, to each his own, but there is a line. The killing and cooking of people is a definite line in the sand for most people. No, I actually, and again, I have a lot of stupid trivia committed to brain. That's why I can't remember people's names, because I watch documentaries and remember stupid stuff that I don't really need to know. And I actually read an article about conviction rates in the United States for murders. And this was not too long ago. This is maybe a month ago or so. And like, they did it state by state. And the lowest, if you want to get away with it, the lowest state in the whole country was Michigan. I remember that. It was under 50% solve rate in the state of Michigan. Now, I guess it has something to do with Detroit, and Detroit's a pretty violent city and this and that. But most of the cities and most of the most of the states in the country were all under 65% solve rate. So, like, you got like a 4 out of 10 chance of getting away with murder. That's nerve-wracking. Like, it's a little too high, There were a couple states like that were really high on their solve rates, but they were like the small, like Wyoming was like 91%, but in Wyoming, there's nobody lives in Wyoming, like there's not a lot of people there. So I guess there's probably not a lot of murders, but crazy. But to think, like, not only this Dahmer guy got away with murdering all these people, like they said his apartment smelled like dead people. Like, how does one of the neighbors not go like, "Hey, buddy, like, hang some pine sol in there or something?" Like, and they interviewed the neighbor, and they were like, the day after they arrested him, the smell was finally gone. Yeah, because they carted all the body parts out of his apartment. It's crazy. Interesting. I don't know. Too much information, There's a really good one about Long Island. So they talked about how there are hundreds of serial killer truck drivers in the U.S. Navy. Yeah, I've actually heard that before too, Rich, about like these guys who like the long haul truckers who like kill people and stuff. Yeah, I've heard about that too. It's a scary thought, like Ozuna for the Braves. So, like, I live in what most people consider like an upper middle class neighborhood. Okay, it's not mega wealthy or anything, but a couple of the towns surrounding me are like mega wealthy. In fact, one is like one of the wealthiest towns in all of Pennsylvania. So, but and some of the random acts of stuff that happen around here, and I'll tell you, you would think like, hey, you live in a nice place. A lot of people know it. This, that. Oh, we got a hot box. Hot box. But I live where I live. Joe Adele Rookie Performers and Walker Bueller is just a few miles outside of the city. Like literally, the border to Philadelphia is maybe 2.5, less, probably 2 miles from where my house is. And in the how many years have I lived here? The like 15 years I've lived in this area, there's been 5 murders. Now, granted, in the grand scheme of things, compared to other places, that's nothing. Arihara for Texas to 50. Obviously compared to the city that I live 2 miles away from, it's nothing. But for the type of town I live in, it's kind of surprising, And there was a murder a few years ago that was literally about 100 yards from my front door of my house. And this is like one of the worst stories ever because it was just a complete random act of violence. Guy was in the city and got in some kind of altercation with some people. Texas is no one. Okay. Benintendi for the Royals. Andrew Vaughn, rookie. So anyway, this guy, he's in the city, gets in some kind of altercation with some people, and there's a shootout, right? Like, guy pulls out a gun and starts shooting into a crowd, but he doesn't hit anyone. Like, he doesn't actually shoot anybody. And he drives out of the city in a huff, and he thinks, well, obviously he's in trouble. The cops are looking for him, but he thinks like he killed someone. Oh, there's a nice one. Cronenworth, a rookie with the All-Star Rookie Cup. Very cool. Nice one for the Padres. So he thinks he has to kind of get out of Dodge, right? So he literally drives out of the city and drives down a road called Haverford Avenue, which Haverford Avenue is like 2 blocks from my house. This poor guy, and literally right around the corner from me, this poor guy, there's a pizza shop, picks up a pizza and is walking to his buddy's house. And it's not even his place. He's walking to his friend's house to bring the pizza over after they played tennis. The guy pulls over because he wants to rob the guy. Devers for the Red Sox. He pulls over, which he could have pulled over anywhere in miles stretch. He just happened to see this guy. He was an Asian guy carrying a pizza. He pulled over, said, "Give me your money," shot him dead right there, like on the stoop of his buddy's apartment. Like just completely random act of violence. This guy could have stopped anywhere. And it's like, you don't really... And they did end up catching the guy in Georgia like 3 weeks later or something like that. There's a Nick Gordon rookie. But still, like, I mean, what a horrible thing to happen. Like, I mean, it's like, and especially where I live, it's like the lottery. Like, I mean, the lottery in a bad way. But it does make you wonder, man. Like, so many people have no value to human life at all, man. They'll take it for anything, you know? And this guy, I think he stole like $27 from the guy who killed him over it. Sawamura for the Red Sox, which is just insane to me. Like, come on, dude. Seriously? This guy died for $27? Like, here, man, take it. Take the pizza, too. Go ahead, man. It's all you. You know? Crazy. Cronenworth and Matt Carpenter for the Cardinals. I don't know. I have a bad conscience. I don't think, I mean, I certainly could defend my family or this or that or whatever. I don't have a problem with that, but I think my conscience would eat away at me if I, you know, did something like that to someone. I don't think I could live with it, to be honest with you. A Rosarena, and call that what you will, but it's, I don't know, it's just not me. I know some people just can kind of turn that off. I would never be able to. I know that. I'm just one of those people who has a terrible guilty conscience all the time. Usually over nothing, but I always think there's something wrong. Just dumping a little bass here. Yeah, well, you wonder how hard they look too, Gil. You know? I mean, you know, there's all kinds of stories. My brother lives out in Vegas, and there's all kinds of stories out there of what's buried out in the desert out there, you know? Ammoniac for the Phils. Like, you know, there's another Kalenic. If you really, you know, if someone took a backhoe to the desert about 10 miles outside of Vegas, I'm sure you'd find quite a bit. Biggio and Luis Gonzalez, rookie. Really? Look, I can understand. I don't think it's right, obviously, but I understand the drug game and, you know, how that all works. Like how you can end up shooting people, killing people, this, that, whatever. It's part of the life, you know. Not part of my life, but, you know, Machado for the Padres. But I get it. You know what I mean? It's the life you live. Like I can understand that at least. But when someone just pulls over because they pulled over to rob someone and just kills them for no reason, like that is just, I'm flabbergasted by that. You know, not to mention it happened literally like a block and a half from my front door. Ozzy Albies, you know, which in my neighborhood is not something you'd think would happen, but you know. Now, some of the other murders that have happened in my area in the last few years, they haven't been random like that. There's been reasons behind them. In fact, there was a double murder a couple years, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. This is crazy, actually. And Joe Rudy and David Dahl for the Rangers. This guy, now you talk about, you know how like in recent years you hear about all the bullying and this and that in school, and you know, it's become kind of a hot button topic in the last 10 years or whatever, but it was something you never really heard a lot about before, you know. I mean, you knew it happened. We all went to school. We all got bullied in some way, shape, or form, but it wasn't the hot button topic that it's become, right? So I lived on the other side of the town I live in now. This was like 15 years ago. Trey Mancini. And there was a double murder. Two guys killed in a car. And it was very close to where I lived at the time because I had just moved back from Chicago and I was living in an apartment at the time. So anyway, I knew a couple cops on the force, and I saw one of them a few weeks after it happened. And I said to him, I go, guys, what the hell happened that these two guys were murdered? And it ended up, Aroldis Chapman, Jonathan India rookie. It ended up that apparently this guy was teased really, really bad in high school by a few guys. Like, they bullied the hell out of him, right? His whole time in school. And fast forward to like 5 years after school, they became friends. That's what's creepy about this story. Espinal. So, fast forward 5 years, whatever later, they see each other in a bar, and bygones are bygones, and they become friends, right? And this guy literally just plotted this out and became friendly with these two guys for like over a year. And they came to pick him up one day, like they were going out like they usually do, and he jumped in the back car and pulled out a gun and shot them both in the back of the head. That's insane. Jackie Bradley. That one looks really different for the Brewers. It looks darker for some reason. And pulled out a gun and killed them both right in the car. And went back in the house, sat down quietly on his couch and waited for the cops to come and get him. And when they got him, he literally told them that these guys terrorized me for years in school, became friends with him, waited him out, and then just killed him. Like, talk about revenge. Jeez. Keegan Thompson. I'll tell you, man, you never know what's going on. I'll tell you another creepy story. I mean, it's kind of, well, it is creepy, but so as most of you know, there's, the Megan's Law stuff out there where they have the websites where the sex offenders have to register. And, I have kids. I have a kid, Alcantara for the Cubs. So I would check it like maybe once a year just to see if, anyone new moved in or this or that or whatever. And in my town, for years, there were 7 people on the registry, and 5 of them just worked in the area. They didn't actually live here. 2 of them lived here. One of them was kind of a ridiculous thing that he got busted for. Gavin Lux for the Dodgers, like, I don't know. He was drunk and peeing in public and got arrested or something and got put on. I mean, some ridiculous thing. And then the other one was legit, So my son had a class a few years ago in school, and they talked about the, that website and how it's set up and what it does and this and that. It's Garrett Crochet for the White Sox rookie. And he came home and asked me about it. And so I showed it to him, And as soon as I turned it on, I noticed that it said there were 8 people. And I said, whoa, wait a second. Because for years it was 7 people. I would check it, And for the Metropolitans, Pete Alonso with the Bat Relic Clubhouse Collections. Come on, give us 1 auto at least. And like I said, for years it was always 7 people. All of a sudden it was 8. And I was like, wait a second, what is this? I look it up. I swear to God, this is not a lie. The person lives about 10 houses down from me on the other side of the street. And it's a woman who was convicted of sleeping with her students, a high school teacher. And I was like, and I had noticed this woman moved in, Castillo. She was young. And again, this is going back a few years now. I'd say maybe like 5 years. I noticed she moved in. She was like in her early 30s, blonde, attractive woman. I mean, not, attractive, very attractive, in fact. But I mean, you didn't see her a lot. She was kind of quiet and this and that. What ended up, her parents lived there. And after she went through all this and went to prison, when she got out, she came to live with her parents. For the Rangers, Kyle Cody, numbered 416 of 999. So it was like, so weird. Like, first of all, it's surreal that like, whoa, this person's on our block. And then it was like one of these stories you read about in the paper where she was like a 26-year-old high school teacher and she was sleeping with like a 16-year-old or something like that. She went to prison for a couple of years. And of course, my son saw this, and I told him. So now all of a sudden, my son and all his friends were like fascinated. Like, who is this woman? Willie Adamas. And I think she still lives there. I haven't seen her in a while. I think she still lives there, but it is. And it's funny, as soon as I saw her name, I went back, I researched, I read a million articles on the internet about her and what she did and who she did it with, and it wasn't good, man. It was one of those things where you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, I mean, she's attractive. She could get any guy she wanted. Nick Senzel from the Reds. And look, you walk a mile in someone's shoe. Not that it certainly makes anything right, but I don't know the situation. But that was really strange. So keep an eye on your list. You never know who's going to move into your neighborhood. like you always hear stories like that, and you're like, oh wow, this one was down the street from me. Larry Bittner, another one, not wrapped. God, that's so annoying. Texas outfielder. Larry Bittner. Keep your friends close, enemies close. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's like anything else. Like where the high school that it happened at is kind of like maybe 5 towns away. So it's not like, she left the state or went, somewhere totally different or this or that. Like it's still, I mean, it's pretty close to where we live. So I was like, you don't know who's going to show up, and that guy might come banging on the door looking for or something. And all, of course, my son and all his friends are like, oh, she likes young guys. Like, come on. All right, box 4. Kirilov. Oh, another. Wait a second. How can we have another hot box? Wow. Well, this I've never seen before. Huh. Okay. Taylor Trammell rookie. Wow. Okay. We're having back-to-back hot boxes. Interesting. Nick Matton, rookie for the Phils. Andrew Vaughn, rookie. It's really strange. Spinall. Jemai Jones, rookie. Did they change something and put more hot boxes in the case this year? In high number? Or we just got lucky, I guess. Trevor Story for the Rockies. Well, there's going to be a lot of top loaders for this one. Isaac Paredes, rookie. I only opened that one box. I got 20 boxes here for breaks. We're going to do one next Thursday and then somewhere after that. All right, let's see. So Dean Cramer for the Orioles. Number 156 of 999. Brandon Woodruff, high numbered. And Shane McClanahan. And I'll be honest, like I said, I opened a box myself, but I did it at like 2 in the morning. I was really tired, and I don't think I paid very good attention. So I kind of have to look through the cards again to see. I mean, nothing stuck out to me in it, but there could have been something there, like, the presents in the background or this or that I just wasn't paying attention to. So it's funny, I actually have like 5 or 6 personal boxes here that I haven't opened. They've just been sitting here. I don't know when I'm going to open them. I don't know why I haven't. They're just sitting here. Pavin Smith, rookie for the D-backs. Get a Soto Snowfield super short print. That's awesome, man. Yeah, they're fun, man. They're a lot of fun. I got to be honest. I mean, if you guys remember Sean Murphy, they only started doing this the way they do it now. They only started a couple of years ago, like with the Snowfield and the guy with the hockey skates or the presents in the background or this that. It used to just be those stupid metallic cards, and then there was like a gold metallic you could find that was like a one of one. So it's a much better product the last few years since they started the short print thing. Joe Rudy, Keegan Aiken, rookie high numbered, and Charlie Morton for the Braves. So, I mean, honestly, until they started doing the short prints the way they do now, it was actually really a painful product to open. Unless you were lucky enough to find one of those gold metallics, but they were like impossible to get. Jared Olivia, rookie. We're getting a lot of rookies out of here. There's a Kalenic. Let's get a Kalenic of Vaughn. India, It froze up, did it? I didn't have it freeze on my side. Okay. I'll double check it. And Aroldis Chapman for the Yankees, numbered 572 of 572, last one made. And Jock Peterson for the Cubs. Honestly, all the heritage we've ever, I've never had two hot boxes come like this before. It's a good thing for you guys. Ryan McKenna, rookie. Chadwick Tromp. Oh yeah, are they coming back? You know how football is. It's just like basketball. I mean, it's a great thing, but very rarely is a team getting blown out in the first half. They don't make it a game in the second. Pujols for the Dodgers. Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes the blowout holds, but more times than not, teams always come back. It's just like pro basketball. You can watch the last 5 minutes of any pro basketball game. The anything before that's not even necessary because it all happens in the last 5. What do we have here? For the Dodgers, action variation, Zach McKinstry, rookie. For the Doyers, my man Eddie K, nice one. You know, like a team can be down by 20 in a pro basketball game, but with 5 minutes to go and still come back and win. 36, yeah, it's not. Happens all the time. What, if I don't know how many of you guys watch Red Zone. I don't get to watch it near as much as I like, but I was watching it a few weeks ago, and they said whenever the fourth quarter starts in the morning games, or in the early games, they're like, it's the witching hour. Anything can happen. Like, they talk about it all the time, how, you know, here are the scores at the beginning of the fourth. How many are going to end this way? None. So it makes football a great game. Is, what's his name playing for the Steelers, the running back, the rookie? Najee. Kyle Cody. Najee Harris. Here's a Jonathan India. I do have a rookie card of his I'd like to sell. Yeah, I used to always have the game on during breaks. I stopped doing it when we were having issues with the internet last month. Strasburg for the Nationals. I stopped running any unnecessary hacks on my router, on my Wi-Fi router. I don't want to go through that nightmare again. Things seem to be okay. Xander Bogaerts for the Red Sox. Oh man, there's a large stack of purple refractors here. Yeah, is he playing well? He's done okay. He's had an okay rookie year. I mean, I've been paying a little bit of attention to him, only because I have some of his cards. I have a pen pal auto of his and a couple other decent rookies that I'm getting graded. Nico. But, I mean, I think a lot of people think he's going to be really good in the long run, but Who knows? Who knows? So, Rich, do you root for the New York football teams too, like you do the baseball teams? Dean Dunham for the Rangers. Ho, ho. There you go. For the Mariners, Jared Kalenic, purple hot box refractor. Very nice. Of course, all the purples will sleeve and top load because I'm just that kind of guy, but I'll do this one now. And for Javier, there you go, buddy. Nice one. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, the wife's from Pittsburgh. Yeah, my father's from Pittsburgh. So my father's always had this, and when I was a kid, we used to go out there all the time. I mean, honestly, when I was a kid, I was a huge Steelers fan too, because that's where like my whole family was from. Used to go out there every Christmas and get the Iron City beer cans with the Steelers all on them and stuff. Like Joe Adell, Kinsner high number, and Ramirez, a rookie for the Mariners. My father's still a Steelers fan to this day. It drives me crazy sometimes because he is an Eagles fan too, but you can't root for both. Romero. All right. Well, all relics, but we got a lot of hot boxes. Miggy for Detroit. Miggy. No, I haven't. How much is it going for? I don't know. I'm sure it's decent. They're not easy to come by if you think about it. I mean, honestly, from the hot box refractors aren't numbered, but I can't imagine that how many there can be, as opposed to like the chromes that are to $9.99, because you're talking about one guy in a hot box that comes one per case. It's just pretty rare. All right, last 2 packs. And Cody Hyor for the White Sox. And our last pack of the break. Alvarez, Plesac, and Zach Davies for the Cubs. All righty. Well, we got a lot of purple refractors. Wow. That's what 2 hot boxes will do for you. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining me as always, man. I love opening cards and chatting with you guys, especially when I get to talk about serial killers and murders and, all that crazy stuff. What a weird topic tonight. Anyway, like I said, we are not going to be around this weekend. We won't be back till next Thursday. I am going to get some stuff put up, though. We're going to do a nice mixer. We're going to do some holiday boxes next Thursday. So please, everybody, if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. Be safe, be healthy out there. Get your holiday shopping done. And I hope to see you guys then. All right, bear with me for 1 sec while I put this hit recap together. Then we will get out of here. Out of here. All right. John, you got it, buddy. All right, we are doing a hit recap for 2021 Topps Heritage High number, 3rd case break number 2. So India's, Vaughn's, and Kalenics we got pulled here. We'll make sure they get taken care of. So we had 2 hot boxes in 4 boxes, which I've never had that happen before. So bonus to you guys. We have 1,000,000 purple refractors. I am going to go through them. Me too, Rich. Me too. All right, so let's power through them all here, okay? Davies, Hure, Trump, Ramirez, Dunning, Nico, Bogarts, Strasburg, Cody, Cameron, Pujols, McKenna, Peterson, Oliva, Morton, Murphy, Smith, McClanahan, Paredes, Story, Jones, Matten, Trammell. Guess what? You got another whole stack. Senzel, Adames, Castillo, Crochet, Lux, Alcantara, Thompson, Bradley Jr., Espinal, Chapman, Encini, Dahl, Albies, Machado, Gonzalez, Moniak, Rosarena, Carpenter, Sawamara, Gordon, Devers, Cronenworth. That's a nice one there. Jake Cronenworth, Benintendi, and Walker Buehler, just to name a few. Wow. So we'll make sure they get taken care of. Then hits. Let's start here. All right, we had a couple of 71 original buybacks. This, of course, will go to St. Louis because they're farthest on the side. If it was numbered or parallel of some sort, then we would random it. But in this case, it goes to the team on the left. So that's St. Louis and Larry Bittner for the Rangers. 2 action variations: one Sanchez and one McKinstry rookie. DJ Peters to 9.99. Andrew Benintendi to 9.99, and Dean Cramer rookie to 9.99, and actually we had one more, Kyle Cody rookie to 9.99. Aroldis Chapman refractor numbered 572 of 572, last one made. We had this delicious purple Jared Kelenic also, so I put threw him in a top loader already. But congrats to the Mariners. Then, all right, Iglesias to 50 and Arihara rookie to 50. And then we had relics tonight. Joey Bart, Clubhouse Collection. Monte Harrison with the bat. Pete Alonso with the bat. And Mickey with the napkin relic. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I will talk to you next week. Hit that like and subscribe if you can. And be good. Take care. Bye. Okay.